Hi, welcome to a Why Follow the Herd conversation. I'm Debbie Clement-Large, and today we're going to be talking about when loneliness gets too much. If you are in lockdown somewhere around the world, maybe you're feeling a little lonely at the moment. You don't even have to be on your own to experience loneliness. You can be living with other people and feel lonely. So what is loneliness? Well, there are two things. The first is physical loneliness. We are social creatures. We like connection with other people. And the other aspect is almost like an internal loneliness, that we feel a sense of separation, maybe from who we really are, maybe from our spiritual essence, if you like. So let's have a look at the second one, the spiritual essence, who we really are, that sense of separation. Well, really, we know from quantum physics that we're not separate, that we're just energy. Everything is energy. That energy is expanding through the universes. Everything is shifting, changing. We're never in one spot. Even the earth is moving at speed through the universe. So even as we rotate on the earth as a day, as a year, we're never in the same spot in the universe again. Everything is changing. Every day, while I washed my hair this morning and then I brushed it, you lose hair in my hairbrush, which is part of the normal thing, the cycle of life. Our skin cells die, we leave them behind. We lose hairs and we have new ones growing. Things are always changing. Really, we are energy. There is more nothingness than something. And that feels funny when you think about us and who we are, to think that we feel real, we feel conscious. I can see and experience and hold things, and yet there's more nothingness to us than something. Now, when we feel a sense of separation, we can feel a sense of separation to who we are, to nature, to the universe, to everything going on around us. And that sense of separation can leave us feeling lonely, can leave us feeling fearful, and it can leave us feeling scared as well. So when we can realize and feel and come back to that sense of connection, that sense of knowingness that we're not alone, not really, that if everything is energy and everything is conscious in that energy, then that energy is like a big soup, almost like an ocean of consciousness. And we as an individual person are like a wave on that sea of consciousness that is everywhere. So you can see that everything that is in consciousness, everything like love and peace and joy and harmony and unity, which is connection, is all contained within. It is all really the essence of who we are. So what separates us? It's our thinking that separates us. Our thinking that we are different, that we can't connect. That can also come back to our beliefs as well, who we believe we are as a person, what we are worthy of, what we are deserving of. Can even how other people perceive us. That can hold us back from feeling that flow of truth, that we really are all connected. And that can be difficult to feel that spirituality when we are physically alone, when we don't have somebody else there in the same house or the same room to talk to us. So what can we do to help us feel that connection? Well, we can use our thinking. We can use our thinking to feel that connection. Words are so powerful. We can allow them to spiral down, which they create our suffering, or we can gradually baby step by baby step, word by word, shift our words upwards, our emotional feelings upwards, we can shift ourselves from a place of fear into a place of love, because there are only really two emotions. It is fear and it is love. There are just huge amounts of gradient of fear, and it just starts from a concern, a doubt and a worry, and it then moves all the way down through many, many different layers, really to depression, hopelessness, despair. So we can use our words. This is one of the things that I teach my clients and my programs teach, is the importance of words. Words aren't always just throwaway things, because what I say in a word might seem insignificant to me, but might feel really powerful to another person. I can remember hearing a story where there was an older lady, and every time she didn't like what was going on in the family, because she lived with her daughter and her grandchildren, and when she didn't like what was going on and maybe there was a bit of an argument, she'd storm out saying that she didn't want to live anymore. Now, to her, that was a throwaway remark. It didn't really mean anything. And actually what she was doing was going up the road and spending some time with a friend and having a conversation and allowing her emotions to change. But for the people left back in that house, they didn't know whether she was going to go out and commit suicide. For them, it became a worrying and a fearful time. And they would watch the clock and they wouldn't know where she'd gone. And as soon as she came back home, there'd be this huge sense of relief that she was okay. So for one person, the words didn't mean a lot, but for the other people, the words meant a huge amount. They had power. So think about the words you're using. Now, when I go through clients, I help them to become more consciously aware of the words, because we're so used to our words, we don't even notice that we're using them most of the time. I know my teacher helped me to shape my words. He would pick me up on the words I was using and say, do you really mean that? What do you mean by this phrase? Or how is this showing up? And it would stop me and I would be, do you know what? I didn't even realize I was saying that. It felt so normal and natural. And once I knew, I could either decide to keep it or I could change them and make something different. So be really careful about your words. Avoid words that make you feel hemmed in, which make you feel like there's no choice, that make you feel that you're not good enough, or that you're not good at communicating, or you're not good at connecting. We are all innately good at connecting with others because we are social creatures. That's who we are. So don't let your words scare you. And if they are, reach out. Have some coaching. Do an online program. Find some new ways of using words to your advantage. Some other ways that we can do. It's also when we're on our own physically. If you're like me and you're a bit of a hugger, we can miss that physical contact with somebody else. I like hugging people. I'll hug anybody. And when there isn't anybody around, we can feel that loss. So one tool that I give people is to we can hug ourselves. So if we put one hand on our heart center and one on our belly. And one good way we can do as well as we're doing this is to just check in with our breathing. And when we breathe normally and naturally, we can feel which hand is moving most. Is it the hand on the heart center? Or is it the hand on the belly? Now, when we feel stressed or anxious, our breath tends to come up here into our chest. So when we take some deeper breaths, we bring it down to the belly. And those deeper breaths help us to feel calmer. But you'll also notice where the hands are. It's like giving ourselves a bit of a hug. And the one person that we can always feel safe with is ourselves. Because really our safety comes from within. So giving ourselves a hug and quietening the mind maybe even closing the eyes, and maybe even saying an affirmation in your mind can be a really great way to feel more connected to who you are. And when you feel a little more connected to yourself, we can start to feel a little less lonely. There are also some practical things we can do. There are some going out, taking a walk. And now if you're in lockdown, obviously social distancing is important, but we can still have a conversation with somebody. If you have a dog or an animal, have a conversation with those too. They are great at interacting. It is almost as if they know. They feel that energy from us. They can be a really loving connection and presence when we have animals around. So give yourself some time to spend hugging, talking to them. Yes, talking to the animals, definitely. They really latch onto your tone of voice. They get to understand different words and they really react to it. They can be a very loving connection to have with animals. But actually just going out and talking to people. If you have a dog, that's a great way to get talking to people when you're out walking the dog. But even if you don't have a dog, just go out for a walk anyway. If you're stood in the line for a bus, have a conversation. Don't worry about what people may think. Don't wait for somebody else to start a conversation. Start one yourself. There was a lovely story I heard about a lady who was lonely one Christmas. And instead of spending the Christmas alone, she decided to hire out a pub and invited lots of people there who were going to be lonely to share a Christmas with. Now, her decision to do that made a difference to so many people's lives. It just takes one decision to go out there to connect. Also, technology makes it much easier to these days. Have a look at the different groups around, maybe if you're on social media. Reach out using platforms like Zoom to have connections with other people. At least when we're videoing, we can see each other rather than just using a telephone. It's nice to see the body language that goes behind the tone and the voice. We get so much information from body language. And the other things we can do to feel less lonely, sometimes music can be a great way to feel connected. Just put some music on, sing, and even have a jig around the house. Have a bit of fun, be playful, rediscover your inner child if you like. These are some of the great ways that we can stop our thoughts from spiraling downwards, that we can show ourselves a little more self-love and self-care. So give them a go. Know in reality that energetically and even at a cellular level, you're never alone, you're never separated because we are all connected. Everything is connected. And work on your thoughts. Lovingly guide them from wherever you are now up to a better feeling thought. And step by step, you can really shift your level of consciousness upwards to a better feeling place. Remember the self-hug. Give yourself a bit of time and space. Journal. Even talk to yourself. Get out, talk to other people. Find different ways to make connections with other people. If you have any comments or you'd like to say anything about how it feels, how you are at the moment, I'd love to hear your comments in the comments below. So please like, please share, please subscribe. We're all in this together and we all need a bit of support and a bit of love and understanding ourselves at a deeper level at the moment. So please share this with other people. We are all in this together. And if you want to find out more about me and the work I do and my online programs and what I offer, you can find out more at whyfollowtheherd.com. Or if you just like a piece of positive landing in your inbox on a Monday morning, then you can sign up for that at whyfollowtheherd.com/positive. I look forward to seeing you soon. And I hope you have a really good day and a really good week. And I'll see you next week.